everybody. Thank you for joining. It's 6:30 on a Thursday here on the east side of the country, so it must be time for Open Diner. So our topic today is the science of thinking and the power of thought. Now, thought is the most powerful force in the world. And generally speaking, the greater a force is, the more concealed it is from us. And that's why it seems to us that thoughts are weaker than actions. For example, we constantly think that we have to do things, do something, and we don't give enough credit to thoughts and intentions. Nature or the universe operates according to the principles of love and bestowal, and all of our problems in the world stem from the fact that we are not aligned to these laws of the universe. Many of us don't understand or perceive what kind of a positive influence having a positive intention and thinking good thoughts has on us and on the world around us. But by wishing and intending good things for others, we create harmony with each other and we are in equilibrium with the universe. Now, if a critical mass of people had such good intentions and thoughts for others, it would positively affect humanity to such an extent that life would be completely transformed. If this picture was revealed to us, then everyone would already be in that spiritual state because we would see clear egoistic benefit from having these positive thoughts towards others. But precisely because we have to develop a sincere desire for giving and love above our egoism, the whole picture is concealed from us. So anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about today and discussing. This is actually our 97th event today. We're getting really close to 100 here. So we're really old. Anyway, the Open Diner was formed at the start of the pandemic in order to provide a safe and supportive environment for people to connect above differences between us. We believe that true connection between people is the answer to all the problems in the world, all the conflicts. That's why we're here every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. And thank you for being here with us. We appreciate each and every person that attends and watches later on. And we are creating this event together. Thank you for contributing your time and your energy. We're here, like I said, we're here to provide a safe and supportive environment. So we ask you to listen to others and remain respectful. Right now, Linda will give us a few reminders and then we will proceed to our first activity.
Thank you, Gary. Okay, we got to remember a few things here. We're trying to create a supportive environment where we connect above differences. And just a reminder that this is a cameras on event, so if you could kindly turn on your cameras, that would be great. We find that it helps us connect to each other and it gives you the opportunity to fully benefit from the event. Some activities that we'll be doing require being able to see each other. Stay on topic, no criticism, avoid politics, please. Remember to mute your microphone when not speaking to minimize any background noise. And if you can, keep your cameras turned on to truly benefit fully from this event. Remember, keep your answers brief so everyone gets a chance to speak. And if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, please participate, answer the questions in the comments, and we'll be together during the event. Now it's time for the icebreaker. And we want to take a few minutes to get to know each other. And we also want to take a minute to think about why we're here. Kabbalists say that the outcome of an action is in the initial thought. So let's take a moment to think about what we want to achieve today while we're together. Everyone, please take a moment to think about it. When you're ready, we'll go around, introduce ourselves, and tell us in just a few words what your intention is for today. And I can start. My intention for today is to keep your mind off of world events. We're here to have fun, to be in joy, and to be happy.
I'm Susie from Arizona at the present time, and my intention for today is you guys always help me relax and have fun. And the more I relax and have fun, all the little crappy stuff gets taken care of, or at least I have a better perspective. So thank you all.
You know, adding on to what Susie said, I'm Willie from St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm here to have fun also. And I want everyone else to have fun. I mean, hey, you don't have to buy a ticket, you don't have to spend any money. Let's have some fun.
I'm Rob from Wales in the United Kingdom. And I'm here not only to have fun, but to join hearts with you guys and spread a little love.
I'm Bonnie from New York. Also want to have some fun, listen to some interesting ideas, things that I'm not hearing on a daily basis. So I haven't done many of these, so I'm kind of curious to start experiencing these kind of meetups. Thanks.
I'm Vincent from Canada. I want to broaden my perspective and also bring my ideas and thoughts to the group to add and try to create a whole connection.
I didn't get a chance to introduce myself at the beginning. I'm Gary. I'm one of the hosts. And what I'd like to do is create an atmosphere where people can share ideas and expand the way they think, and just create a place of positive thoughts away from the rest of the world, a little haven, but mostly for us to be able to share ideas and to expand how we see the world.
Yeah, I'll add to what Gary said. I'm Roberta from Long Island, New York, and I'm here to really meet new people, hear different ideas, and maybe learn something new. Hi, Gary. So yes, to learn something new.
Paula. I was waving at Paula.
Oh, not me? Okay. Well, hey, Paula.
Not me, I guess. Yeah, I will continue after Roberta. Yeah, I would love to, find out what I don't know. I read quite a number of articles about thoughts, and I know how now scientists are discovering more and more about that. So I'm very curious what we will hear today.
I'm Nina from New York. When I closed my eyes before to set my intention, what I pictured was love and connection. And I want us all to have a good time, nice connection between us. I'm curious to meet the new people that are here. And also I'm very curious about this topic of thoughts. It's a really great topic. So curious to hear what we have to say about it.
And I was so in a hurry to jump in that I didn't introduce myself. I'm Alisa, I'm from New York.
Paul, I don't know if you heard the question, what we're saying. It's think about what you want to accomplish today, what your intention is for today.
Hi, I'm Paula from New York. I too, like Nina, would like to learn more about the topic and hear more about it.
Helen Sned, do you have anything to say?
Hi, good evening. I'm not too sure how my connection is coming across, if it's okay.
We hear you fine.
Oh, thank you. I'm calling from across the pond in UK. Good evening, everyone. So yes, I'm very interested in this subject, and I'm very happy to join the group and see you all here. Thank you.
Well, welcome, Helen.
Helen, can you turn your camera on by any chance? Yay.
Yeah, we got two others from across the pond too. We got somebody from Wales and somebody from Rotterdam. And I'm from Mars.
Most men are.
And
Come
I
on,
didn't
been
say
doing
where
some
I'm-
reading.
I didn't say where I'm from. I'm from New York. Like, if everybody's spoken, Gary?
Yeah, well, we're going to go to a video now. It's like I said, it's on the topic of thoughts and the power of our thoughts and thinking. So we're going to roll a little video here for you to enjoy, and then we'll have a discussion afterwards.
Just how powerful are our thoughts, and do we have the ability to develop ourselves using our thoughts? Well, intuition suggests that probably not. Intuitively, thoughts seem like the weakest force in nature, certainly not comparable to other hidden forces in nature that can change the velocity of an object, for example, and probably not even as powerful as physical actions that I could do in this world. But recent studies show that thought can be far more influential than intuition would suggest, even having the power to change the structure of our brain. And that's only the beginning. Psychologist Alan Richardson conducted an experiment in order to demonstrate the power of thought. He took basketball players, split them into 3 groups. The first group he had shoot free throws for 20 minutes a day. The second group he had visualize themselves practicing shooting free throws for 20 minutes a day. The third group he had neither practice nor visualize themselves practicing. Of course, this group did not advance. But the group that visualized themselves shooting free throws for 20 minutes a day advanced almost as much as the group that physically practiced. Similarly, neuroscientist Alvaro Pascual-Leon over at Harvard conducted an experiment to check the changes in gray matter in the brain as subjects practiced playing a musical piece for 2 hours a day. So he mapped the changes in their motor cortex as they were practicing, and he did the same with a group who only visualized themselves going through a practice for the same amount of time for 2 hours a day, including all the movements of the fingers. And what he found was there was a similar amount of new brain real estate devoted to the movements involved in this musical piece. And a similar advancement was made by those who visualized themselves playing to those who actually physically practiced. Another group of researchers, Reinhardt, McClanahan, and Woodman, even found that visualizing yourself hitting a target was actually more beneficial than practicing to hit that target. Another group of healthy young study participants practiced 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week, doing finger and elbow exercises mentally, and increased their strength respectively 35% and 13.5%. A second group actually went through the physical exercises and they increased their strength 53% in the finger. But yet another study showed that participants that only visualized themselves going through some sort of practice could very quickly close the gap between themselves and those who had physically practiced with just a little bit of an addition of physical effort. And these studies basically just show that the same neural pathways that are engaged when I physically do an action, I can engage them also just by imagining myself doing that action. These studies also suggest that if I want to develop myself, thought is critical. Of course, these are just examples of using the power of thought to develop myself a little bit more on the same evolutionary level that I'm on. They also don't suggest that I can use the power of thought in order to really influence the reality around me in some pivotal way. But the wisdom of Kabbalah suggests that there is a level of development that one can reach that goes beyond one's skin. And the key to reaching this is actually using the power of thought. In order to understand this very special degree that awaits us, we can take a few examples from evolutionary nature. Although we can't go back in time millions and billions of years and watch how things evolved and learn from them, we can take an example from our friend the caterpillar. Inside the caterpillar, there are what are called imaginal cells. They're cells within the caterpillar that are able to depict the future state of the butterfly and drive the process towards it. And those imaginal cells, though they are exactly the same genetically in DNA as the other cells of the caterpillar, they become this new form called the butterfly. They're the very same cells, only the signals that are connecting them are different, and from this you get a whole new creature. Now, if we take a look at ourselves, meaning humanity, the organizing signals that are passing between us are our thoughts and desires. Namely, thoughts and desires that are simply arising within us, one after the other, and which we don't control. The outcome of which is the reality that we see around us. A grim reality, one that is worse by the day. This is the unconscious manifestation of the ego playing itself out. It's caterpillar life, and not all caterpillars become butterflies. So it's up to us to consciously start envisioning the state that we want to reach. And then we can reach it using the power of thought. But first, we have to know about this state that we're supposed to reach, that is destined for us. And just like in the caterpillar, there exist only some cells that are these imaginal cells that are capable of depicting the future state and driving the whole process towards it. There is a cross-section of humanity, one of which you probably are if you're able to listen to this video this long, who are capable of working with their thoughts and desires, imagining the future state, and driving themselves and humanity towards this very special evolutionary degree. So what is this future evolutionary state that we can already start imagining and come closer to using the power of thought? Well, it's a state that is totally opposite to the one that we're in now. Meaning if we look at the organizing signals between human beings as totally egoistic, meaning we're always in competition, one-upsmanship, everyone's trying to outdo the other one, we feel ourselves on a finite planet with limited resources, and I need to get ahead of everyone. Well, I need to start thinking like a single cell organism that perhaps all of that was true for. And now I need to enter a state called the body, the multicellular body, like a human body, wherein it is impossible to exist if the cells of that body will think in this egoistic way, in a selfish way. I need to start thinking as the whole of humanity being connected. I need to become this imaginal cell that even though I am living the caterpillar life, I am already against that perception, starting to depict, starting to imagine, and try to live inside this thought of the future state of humanity, which is to become really as one man with one heart, as one system that is interconnected, interdependent, and lives life on a higher, sublime level of existence. So thought is actually the most powerful force in nature for our development, if we know how to use it correctly. This is why Kabbalists say all is clarified in thought, meaning these thoughts and desires, these egoistic thoughts and desires that are always emerging in me and painting the reality black, can actually be harnessed, can be controlled, can be sorted out and changed to good thoughts, thoughts that will advance us towards our next evolutionary state. I only need to learn this special study of how to do it. And if it seemed before like thoughts were flimsy, ephemeral, the weakest force in nature, it's simply because they flowed through me automatically, painting my reality for me because they emerged from my egoistic nature and I didn't know how to control them. And that's why learning to do so is the most important study that one can engage in.
All right. Great video. Well, now let's move on to our round discussion. But before we do, we want to go over our etiquette rules. You heard some of them in the beginning. We just want to go over them briefly so you'll understand how we want to follow these rules to allow everything to go smoothly. We are here to build a space of support, love, care, and warmth. So no one's being attacked, nothing being said bad about anybody. Everyone is equal and very important. That's why we have the table, the round discussion. The table's round. No one's at the head. Well, as a matter of fact, the head person is one who's speaking. And with that person that's speaking, brings into the next rule. Listen attentively to what every other person is saying. Not trying to form your answer, what you're going to say. Just listening to what that person is saying and see if you can add to that conversation. We go around the table and speak briefly and on topic. This is very important. You know, sometimes we get caught up in a moment and we lose track of time, you know, so to speak. But we want to make sure that we speak briefly on a topic because we want to give everyone an opportunity to give their point. If we don't hear from everyone, we could be missing a very important piece of this puzzle. And last, there are no right or wrong answers. So don't worry about failing. This is not a test. This is taking each piece that each person has and trying to put them together, get a complete picture. The truth is in the center of our connection. So now, with that in mind, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our first round discussion. And your name should be in the chat in the order that I'm going to call upon. There we go. I see them there. Okay. And the first question that I'm going to ask, and I will call on you to answer. Please share your impression from the video we just saw. What impacted you the most? Please share your impression from the video we just saw. What impacted you the most? And we're going to start with Rob.
Thank you, Willie. No pressure. Yeah, awesome video. I've believed for a long time that thought has power and that thought can change things. But watching that video has not only enforced that in me, but I see that thought can do a lot more. So yeah, I'm going to have to watch that video again. Thank you, Willie.
It was great. How about you, Nina?
It was really interesting to hear all those studies about people picturing themselves doing a certain activity and the effect that had on the brain compared to actually doing the activity. Shows how powerful our thoughts really are. And also the part about the imaginal selves with the butterfly. I really feel like humanity is kind of that caterpillar right now that's turning into a butterfly, coming to the next stage of evolution, because we really can't continue on this earth, living as a caterpillar. So very nice video. Thank you.
Yes, I found that interesting also. Okay, so please share your impression from the video we just saw. What impacted you the most? Rona.
I think for me it was when he was talking about the people training and those imagining themselves training and achieving similar results. You know, can you imagine, you know, if anyone in the world, everyone had tried to have positive thoughts for people around them, you know, sending good vibes to each other. You know, the world is in a very dire state right now, and we can change a lot by just thinking about each other a different way.
Yes, I found that powerful too. What about you, Susie?
Yeah, this was very empowering. And I'm reminded of two things. You know, like when you're really under it with all the crap that's happening, it's like our mind and our thoughts are just like our muscles. You know, you have to kind of work at thinking better thoughts. So you remember that thing where the little guy, it was a commercial where the little guy is inside the cocaine bottle and he's inside a little tiny, and that's kind of what you feel like when you're just, you know, you can't get out of anything. But if right at that place, if you can just practice, just, I'm going to think a better thought. And it does take, sometimes it jars you, go, wow, I didn't know my thoughts were helping the negativity. But there's one other thing, it's called, it's a scripture in all different kinds of religious texts, but it says a nation can be changed in a day. And I had a teacher that really worked at that. And I've proven it, that when I wake up and it's, now I'm preaching to me right now, but when I wake up and it's just really, 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 really hard, if I say, you know what, I'm going to do what I know how to do, and I'm going to just chip away at this. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have huge breakthroughs. And if I do that, it always works. Just practicing, thinking better and higher frequency thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Our thoughts can change our lives. All right, Vincent, you up. What impacted you the most in the video? What was your impression of it?
I like the imagery he did with the butterfly, because it helps to really understand some spiritual principles that are maybe hard to grasp. And I'm wondering, like, if how my thoughts influence the world. Like, it makes me introspect, thinking like, if I have like thoughts of hatred, even though they're just thoughts, like, could they go out and produce something, like, you know, like hurricanes and things? And then even if like enough people on the earth have like egoistic thoughts and hatred, then is that what creates the physical wars eventually? I mean, just the ripple effects and what it does to nature. And so I'm just thinking, if we change all our thoughts to thoughts of connection and love, and we focus on that, like, we could see like a huge difference if everyone does it.
Thank you. All right, Paula, what impressed you the most?
I liked the video. I liked the study. It was interesting about the basketball, just how the results were similar when, you know, people did play and people just thought about it. I tend to get stuck in my thoughts, and they're usually pretty negative. So I think that if I could change that, like, what an impact that would have on my daily life.
Yes, I think that movie was showing us how thoughts affect us, the way we think about ourselves. All right, Linda, what impressed you the most about the movie?
Well, it made me think that there's a butterfly inside all of us if we just think about it. You know, think about bettering yourself. With the basketball players, with the physical fitness people, just thinking about it increased your ability. And that's why, too, that butterfly kind of made me think, there's a butterfly in all of us if we think about it.
That's beautiful. You know, I never thought that actually thinking about something versus a person doing it was almost equal to each other. I had no idea. That was what impressed me the most about the video. So now, I guess I shouldn't use that to keep from practicing, but at least thinking about it helps me more if I practice. I look at it that way. Bonnie, can you share with us what's impressed you the most?
Hi. So I liked it. It didn't seem new to me. It reminded me of stuff that I sort of already knew, but have struggled with, thinking of groups of people that I've known over the years, meditations, working on peace and going inside and seeing humanity as one big organism. And then I look at how hard I've worked in those ways, and sometimes it comes back to feeling like it's not making a difference, so I have mixed feelings about it. I know it's true. I work on my thoughts and trying to rewrite my script and meditate all the time. And then sometimes I feel I'm still at square one and feel a little hopeless about it in terms of my experience versus listening to that and believing it at the same time.
Well, I can understand. It gives us all something to think about, really. All right, Elisa. Share your impression.
I will continue after Bonnie. It's not that information was extremely new. I read quite a number of things, and it's musicians and scientists, they don't have time enough to practice physically. So they practice, in their minds what they need to do, to substitute this time and efforts for the physical exercise. And singers know that they have imagined this hardest pitch that they have to take, and then they can really truly take it. But what was really for me extremely interesting is that it is all like what improve my own abilities, improve my skills. Yes, I can do that. And we know even in medicine there are advancement in that regard, but it's all like for me or somebody else personally. What was amazing for me in this video, that if we can imagine that the entire humanity will start thinking about how we can benefit each other, then it will be just truly a butterfly effect. It's just I'm very, very happy to learn that there is a possibility for us all together to make our life really benefiting everyone.
Yeah, it really sounds like we can make a change in this world, that we can make a difference. Gary, give us your thoughts. Share your wisdom.
The video on thoughts made me think. There was a lot to it. I mean, I could probably go on and on, but I mainly wanted, Bonnie triggered something that I was thinking is that, I learned this kind of principle years ago. It's a teacher called it gradualism, where you picture a positive thing of the next state that you want to accomplish, a positive image of yourself in this next state. And it's very difficult to do that when you live in a world where all the conditions are so negative. There's so many negative things coming at you. And that's why I think you have to have, I think the setbacks come to make you desire it more. I think sometimes it motivates you to work harder at it. But I think the other thing is to surround yourself with people who want the same thing. And when you have, that's what we try to do here. We try to form a group where everybody is thinking positively and reinforcing each other and helping each other to keep that way. and sustain it through the week. So, but yeah, if you look at creation, in the scriptures, if you take the scriptures, everything started with a thought. All of creation started with a thought in the mind of the creator, and it instantly happened. So everything starts with a thought.
Great. Sounds like you know a lot about this topic. Okay, Roberta.
It's tough going last because everybody added so many great things, but I'm going to add to what Gary said. And I think Bonnie also mentioned, collectively, if we do this collectively, these thoughts, they've had studies, and I've watched a lot of documentaries. They had studies that people, let's say, prayed over somebody or want to change. If one person did it, didn't really work. Now you had 10, then you had 100, and you 10 times that, 10 times that. It started changing something, the person physically. They do a lot of studies in like this, I think in Japan or China. And it's amazing how even thought could change water. Right? We spoke about this on a couple shows, maybe 20 of them back. But so collectively, we have to start with ourselves. And then by that, we use the collective, other people to have the same thoughts, like you're saying, Gary, to be in a group. And that's what stuck really out in the video. Another thing, if that is the truth, I should have been very thin many, many years ago, because I've been thinking about this for so long. Or I maybe play the piano 35%, not 100%, but excellent stuff. Like you said, you have to watch this again. Very good information there. Thank you.
And I'm gonna pass on. I'm not gonna make any comments. Oh, that wasn't that fun. That was our first round. That wasn't painful at all, was it? So we're ready for the second round. All right, let's go. The second question around the discussion. How do you think your thoughts affect reality? Please give an example if possible. Again, how do you think your thoughts affect reality? And give an example if possible. And we're going to use the same lineup that we have in our chat. That means we're back to you, Rob.
Thank you, Willie. Again, no pressure. Yeah, I, as I mentioned earlier, I believe that thoughts have power, and not just positive thoughts, but negative thoughts. And whatever thoughts you are expressing, whatever thoughts you're giving out to nature, if you're giving out positive thoughts, then positivity comes back from nature, and vice versa. If you're giving out negative thoughts, then negativity comes back. I honestly believe that. Positivity breeds positivity, negativity breeds negativity. So I think our problem as individuals is because of the influences around us and our weaknesses, we can't maintain one or the other. If we could get enough people to focus on positive thoughts, I believe we could change the world in a very short time. But it's just doing that, getting people together and getting everyone to think positive thoughts. Hard work in today's climate, but it could be done.
Big job, isn't it? Yes, a big job. Nina? How do you think thoughts will affect reality?
Well, there's the placebo effect that we know about. Like, I think they did a study once where they gave a bunch of people decaf in the morning, and they told them that it was real coffee, and you could see all these people, and then they asked these people to review the coffee, and they're like, yeah, I'm all energized, I have so much energy, and they're drinking decaf, but they don't know about it because their thoughts are affecting reality. But I did a lot of different things in my life, and I did a lot of meditation at one point as well. And I think there comes a point where, like Bonnie was saying, you're like, what is the point of it all? And I think the difference between that and the video that we saw was that all of those things are kind of self-focused. You're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to achieve something for yourself, and that goes kind of, it's not aligned with the rest of the universe that kind of works together as one system. So like cells in the body that all work for the sake of a body. So if all of us, for example, thought about peace and goodness for each other, I'm sure that we would make progress in that direction, because it's not focused on me. Although at the end of the day, everything comes back to me, but that's another point. But you know, that's what I'm trying to say. That's the difference, I think, egoistic versus for everyone else.
You know, I think we have a great topic here because we have an awful lot to say about this topic. So this must be a great topic to speak on. All right. So how do you think your thoughts affect reality? Rona, give us an example if possible.
What I can think of is the difference between someone who thinks positive and someone who's always negative. You know, you have some people that never think about difficulties or obstacles, and it seems to them like life is a breeze, and they go from, you know, step to step as if there's nothing holding them. Whereas someone who's grumpy is always having bad things happening around them. Someone who's paranoid is always a conflict with others, etc. So yeah, it's like whatever you think of, the more you know absorb you are in those things, this line of thought, you just draw it around you.
Oh, great, thank you. If we could just put all these pieces that we're learning, put it together like a one big puzzle, I think it can make a big difference. All right, so Susie, how do you think your thoughts affect reality? And give an example if possible.
Well, I'm thinking of what Gary said and kind of going off of there. And if we can be objective and understand that we do have a choice of thoughts, and maybe we wake up and some of our thoughts are from being hurt as a child. And so you can get stuck in that, or you can say, oh, this doesn't make me feel good. Let's raise it to it. And we could get stuck in the collective fear that everybody's having right now. Or I go, well, I don't want to really do that. I would rather choose, you know, and you find a meditation or you find something that's a higher frequency thought, and it does work. It pulls you into a higher frequency. So the choice of thoughts and understanding that there's thoughts all over the place, and we can choose higher and higher frequency thoughts.
Thank you. And we're running out of time, so I'm gonna try to move through this a little faster, but I want to get more people in as possible. So Vincent, you up.
Yeah, I want to go with what Nina said, because I think it's very important, because the word just having positive thoughts, it's a bit vague, and it could still, it's not enough. I think we need to focus on what's our intentions to, you know, and where our thoughts are going, and is it going outside of us, and or is it just self-focused? And sometimes it's self-focused and it can harm people. So, but yet we see it as positive. So we need to, I think, just reflect on that more and see like precisely what's our intentions.
Thank you. And let me know when I'm over my time. I mean, I know I'm going over, but give me a few more minutes and let me know when I need to stop. But this is really great. So Paula.
Yeah, I think I agree with what Rob was saying. You sort of get what you give. Like if you put out positive thoughts, you get positive energy back. An example would be like a personal example. If you haven't ridden a bicycle in many, many years and you're riding and you think, oh my God, I'm going to fall. Oh my God, I'm going to fall. You're going to fall. So don't think that. Think positively.
Right. Very good. Linda.
Yeah, I agree with Paula and Rob that what you put out there, you get back. If you think positive thoughts, actually, if you think positive thoughts, everybody around you will get that vibration too. And they'll think positive thoughts. Number one, because you're thinking it, and number two, because you're probably smiling. So think positive thoughts.
Beautiful. You know, I have a true example of how what you think affects your reality. I let my wife in the car, and I was walking around to get on the driver's side, and I noticed there was a snake underneath of my tire, on the tires of my car. And my wife saw that I bit down, and she didn't. When I got in the car, she said, "Is something wrong with the tire?" I said, "Oh, no, no." I said, "It was a snake that's underneath the tire, but it was dead." And she said, "Well, how you know it's dead?" He said, "Because I touched it, and I touched it just with a finger, because and she was paralyzed and couldn't move." And I had to convince her, I just joking, I didn't touch it. I just looked at it before she could relax herself. Of course, she didn't appreciate that. I got a punch in the arm, but that's another story. So that goes to show how reality can affect our thoughts. Bonnie.
Unmute myself. Well, I've had both examples, and I find, and I keep talking about meditation, but I've meditated with huge groups of people since the 1960s, and that's what I'm talking about, that we, as a collective group of people, thousands of people sometimes in the group I'm meditating with now every morning for 2 years, we all are putting out a certain kind of loving, hopeful, human energy. And I do it every single morning with this group of people. And sometimes it feels, I'm not going to stop doing it, but the reality in the world is not necessarily reflecting that back right now. But personally, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I can be in the most positive, friendly, open state, and it will get reflected back from the world. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the only response is inside myself. Sometimes I don't get back from the world the feelings that I'm putting out. So it just comes back for me to the old equanimity word, that I just have to have equanimity in terms of what's happening out there in the drama of life, and stay centered in myself.
Yes, I guess it's something maybe we have to practice that. Lisa.
I was listening so attentively. That is, I think what's very, very, very important. I don't have examples, and what is, and I'm bewildered that I read so much, and I definitely know that other people's thoughts affect me, but that I can affect everyone's thought. I never thought about that, and even awareness that we all affect each other. I think it is extremely important. Like what I discovered now, I think if everyone would discover, it would be, the change could be dramatic, if we will think about each other, and not what I at the moment caught up with, but how do I affect everyone? Like, I would not start screaming if a member of my family is sleeping nearby, so the same.
I don't know if my internet's going bad. Can you all still hear me? Because okay. I'm sorry. I was frozen for a while. Gary.
I think we have to move on. But I was wondering if Helen had anything to say.
Yes. How did I skip her? Helen?
Hi, yes, I appreciate what everyone's saying. Thoughts, their conclusions, they bond to our experiences, and they could affect us, but totally agree that we participate in the world. So there was very good points. I think what I would like to add to it. Yeah. Yeah, it takes one to reflect, I suppose, and be patient with each other, I suppose.
Thank you.
I'll add one thing after Helen. I was going to say, we don't see what our thoughts do. And that's probably the beauty of life, because if we did, we wouldn't have the duality of everything by trying. But this is just like the caterpillar and the butterfly will turn into a butterfly. We just don't know what's happening. So all the prayers and meditations, if we saw it, we wouldn't do it. So we keep doing it and have the thought that down the road we'll be all butterflies. And I think it's possible. I just want to add that. I didn't want to be cut off at the end. Okay, I'm good now.
No problem.
Thank you.
All right. What do you say, Gary? Let's have some fun.
Yes, that was great. I mean, we could have gone on for hours, but my whole thought is that a person that has positive thoughts all the time leads a wonderful life. And a person that has negative thoughts all the time leads a horrible life, and they affect the people around them. So right now we're going to exercise some very positive thoughts, and we're going to do our traditional connection exercise here. It's called the open diner chair dance. If you've never done it, you don't know what you're missing. Don't knock until you try it. It's really fun. And the way it works is kind of like follow the leader, meaning we have some fun to the music, and one person at a time is going to be displayed on the screen. When you're displayed, do a dance in your chair, a chair dance, move your arms, whatever. And everybody will do what you're doing. And then when somebody else comes on and featured on the screen, you follow what they're doing. They're going to change it up. And then when you're featured, there's going to be a little text box. Don't read it. It just says that you're being spotlighted. If you try to read it, your dance is going to look like this. So anyway, so just get in there and dance. It's really fun. It's a great way to connect. It's a great way to loosen up after going all through the day. So let's play the music.
This is the night when I can't wait myself. I need you here. I'm calling for your help. I keep on searching for light. My heart feels frozen in this broken piece of life. Won't you please, 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 please help me? Let's do it together. No one is ever on their own. We'll break these walls between us. Let's fill the emptiness, and we'll never be alone. We are the people. We are born to love. Love's a shining light when we unite in this crazy life. We are the people. We are born to love. Love's a shining light when we unite in this crazy life. I'll be with you. I'll be with you. Heal this broken path. We'll end the misery. I'll give you all I have. I'll be your shoulder. Always around. Just hold on to my hand. And I won't let Won't you please, 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 please help me? Let's do it together, and we'll see a brand new world. We are the people, we are born to love. Love's a shining light when we unite in this crazy life. We are the people, we are born to love. Love's a shining light when we unite in this crazy life. We are the people, we are the ones who can unite anything under the sun, become exactly what we want to be, turning strangers to friends to family. I can't feel outside of myself, I need the whole world, so I'm asking for help to get out of my shell, to get out of my skin. I got my fingers crossed, cause I don't know when. We are the people, we are born to love. Such a shining light when we unite in this crazy life. We are the people, we are born to love. Such a shining light when we unite in this crazy life. We are the people.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, we're ready for our exercise, or an open diner exercise. Since it is the open diner, we're going to play a game called Tied Together by an Invisible Spaghetti. One participant compliments another participant. That participant then ties an invisible spaghetti around their index finger and gives a compliment to someone else. Hold your finger up for the remainder of the exercise so we can see who still needs to be tied together. So I'll start to show you. Susie, I'm going to tie spaghetti around your finger and say, I love your enthusiasm and your happiness.
I think everyone should put their fingers down now, right? When they get tied, then they put up their finger. Everyone put your fingers down.
I thank you that, Linda, that was beautiful. And I would like to tie a string around Willie and say, you're doing such a great job leading us. This is really fun. You're a great leader.
Keep your finger up, Susie. You have spaghetti on it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Susie. Okay, I'd like to send my spaghetti string out to Bonnie. I'm so glad you joined us tonight, this evening. You really added a lot to us, and hope that you come back again.
I sort of am a little dense. I can't get the concept of what we're supposed to be doing.
Now
But
you
thank
throw
you
your
for saying
spaghetti
that.
to
It warmed
someone
my
else.
heart, and getting to listen to everybody. I don't know if you all know each other, but you know, I feel connected to the group, and I thank you all for uplifting my evening. And I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Sorry.
Compliment someone else.
Complimenting everybody. Everybody uplifted me tonight. Really, very much. Wonderful, beautiful group of people that are putting out great intention into the world. I'm supposed to keep my finger up.
Well, I'm part of the group.
We're all tied with one spaghetti now. This is awesome, Helen. Thank you, Bonnie, so much.
Well, I'm part of the group, so I'll step back and I'll take that and I wrap it around my fingernail. So I'd like to give Helen a compliment for coming here. You're in UK, right? And I know you're trying to connect, and you put your camera on. I've seen you here a couple times. You bring such a happiness and joy with all your dancing and all the things you said. You have a very good disposition. You bring a lot of joy to this group. When you do come, try to come again. So now you give a compliment to somebody else for this spaghetti thing.
Thank you, Berta. Thanks, everyone. Let's see. Vincent, welcome, and I love your company, and what you say today was I'm very grateful to have you here joining the group. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. I will give a compliment to Linda, always speaking from her heart, and I've seen her here before, and really appreciate her authenticity. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. And I'll put spaghetti around Rob's finger. Rob, put up your finger there. And because he's always got such insight into every question we have and everything we do. Thank you, Rob.
Helps if you unmute, doesn't it? Thank you. Yeah, I wrap that spaghetti around my finger and I send it to Gary. Since I've been coming to these open diner meetings, I think Gary's hosted in every one of them, and he's always very good, very determined. So I like his determination, and I can see and feel from him that his intention is towards everyone in the group, everyone in the diner. He wants to spread his love and bring joy to us all. So compliments to you, Gary. Thank you, friend.
Thank you, Rob. I would like to send the spaghetti string to Paula. She's missed a couple open diners here and there, and it's really so nice to see you back. And it's always, we miss your contribution. I love what you bring to open diner. So there you go. Thank you.
Oh, Gary, you're going to make me cry. Thank you. That was very sweet. I have your spaghetti here. I would like to compliment Nina on how she always speaks from her heart, and we always feel everything you say. And I noticed that you had some new dance moves tonight. Very nice.
Oh, I'm unmuted. I'm so sorry, friends.
It's okay. I was gonna say all these compliments are so serious. Who doesn't have one yet? Am I last? Oh, Rono.
Oro Rono.
Rona actually connects to us from the Netherlands, and it's quite late there, but he's our tech guy, and he's always got our back with that, showing videos, and just you can always count on Rona. So I love that about you, Rona, that you're so dependable.
Thank you, Nina. I'm gonna pass on the spaghetti to Alisa. Alisa, the compliment is for your dances. I always have trouble following them. It is so just crazy, and it's, she has so much joy. She had so many moves. Thank you, Alisa.
Thank you so much, Rona. Thank you. Thank you. You're also creative in everything, in answers, dance moves, and of course, I think Roberta, I'm so happy I can compliment you. You bring so much being a host, and like the whole energy that you're bringing to I think make this evening really vibrant. It's a great, and I don't think it's just your personality. It's just amazing what you have and what you share with. Thank you.
I second that, Elisa.
Thank you. Well, I think about it before I come here, so that it works. No, I think everybody got a compliment, right? We all did. So I guess I hand it back over to Linda. Thank you, Lisa, very much. Thank you, everybody.
And no one held up the wrong finger. That's good.
Oh, there's still
I didn't
time.
know there was a wrong finger. There's a wrong finger?
Are you asking me to? No. Well, I'm going to start to wrap this up by saying everybody follow us on Facebook, Meetup, YouTube. If we could show that slide with all the links. You can follow us on Facebook, Meetup, YouTube. Click, like, and subscribe. And more importantly, share with friends. And we also have a podcast now, anchor.fm/OpenDiner. So follow the podcast. It's really fun. That way you can listen to it without having to look at us. Share the links with friends. Bring on YouTube and Facebook, you can watch all of our past events, and you can RSVP for upcoming events on Meetup and Facebook. If you like the event tonight, please don't forget to rate us 5 stars. And Linda, final words.
Yes. Well, we're going to meet again next Thursday at 6:30. And next Thursday, our topic will be the truth about what's happening in the world. It's become so hard to get to the truth. We'll talk about where we think the truth might be hiding and how we can weed out all the lies and make an impact on the world. Join us for this very important event. The invite will be posted on Facebook and Meetup. And please follow and subscribe, and you'll be notified about our events. We hope to see you next Thursday. Bring your friends too if you think they can benefit from this. Even if you think they can't benefit from it, bring them anyway. Thank you all for joining and taking part. Please continue to join us every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. We're sending good thoughts and prayers to the people in Russia and Ukraine. We're praying for peace. If anyone has family or friends there, please reach out to them. Show some care and support. And even if your friends and family are in a safe place right now, we still encourage you to reach out to them a little more. Don't be stingy with your love and care. We all can benefit from more love and connection. And it starts with each one of us making steps in that direction every day. Hope to see you next Thursday. Spread the word and bring your friends. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Love
Amazing.
you.
Thank
See you
you.
next week.
Big hugs.
Till then.
Bye.
Bye.
Love. Bye-bye. Love you, Roberta.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Gary.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.